Hi everyone and welcome to the Franknut Sewing Machines YouTube channel. I'm Lucy, the shop manager, and today we're going to do a more informative video about how to actually set up one of the Brother professional embroidery machines. We've got the PR670E here. This is our demo model that we're going to set up upstairs, and so we thought we'd show you how that actually works. We're in the untidy room today because this physically doesn't fit through any more of the doors in the shop to get it upstairs. The box itself is quite large, so we're in the workshop just doing it here. Now you may think this is a really super easy thing to do, but actually there is a couple of hints and tips just to make it much more smooth running. So first of all, we're going to take off the big straps that are holding everything together. I will just get rid of those. And then there is actually instructions on the top of the box of how to actually open it. So we're going to take off this bit first. There's a tray on top inside the box with all the accessories in that we're going to remove. I've never done this live, so do be patient. As you can see, it is a large box. So we'll take out the top bit of polystyrene. So this has got all of the bits and pieces, lovely accessories that are coming with this model, which we have done in a previous video of exactly what is in the box. Put that there. And then we'll also take out these cardboard sides, which have also got more accessories in. Cardboard size, polystyrene sides even. And then we need to kind of get this box off, so we'd normally slide it up. To do that, first of all, just to get around it, we're going to fold these flaps up again. And we've got to undo these little clips all around the edge. So I'll just show you how these work, though they're not as easy as they first look. You have to squeeze in at the bottom, pull up that section, and then this bit pops out. And then that'll release the lower part of the cardboard from the top sleeve. So we'll just do that all the way around. And you can keep these if you ever wanted to use your box in the future. So on this PR model there is 6 in total. Quite busy in the workshop at the minute. So excuse all the boxes, there's not a lot of room for me to move around. But once we're upstairs and doing the setup, we'll have a lot more space. And so after you've got your 6 bits off, this is now ready to slide off. So I'm going to open this out again. And this will slide up. And hopefully flattened out. It's totally pushed Frank the filmer out the room nearly. There we go. So now it's all open, we've got the cardboard off. These polystyrene sections come away to reveal the machine inside. So we could they're just secured with a little bit of tape. And then what we'll do is we'll carry this upstairs into our demo room and then show you how the rest of this gets set up. See you in a min, once we've done the heavy lifting. Right, so we've got it upstairs now. We'll do the big reveal. Ta-da! So, plastic off, and we're ready to kind of complete the setup. We've popped it on the actual stand. This is an additional purchase from Brother. This is the kind of official PR and VR stand. It is a really nice thing to have because it means you can just store everything on it and see our other video for more details on where everything can go. So to complete getting it on the stand, you can just lock these bits into position and tighten up the bolts. There's one at the back and corner and one at the front corner as well. And once you tighten those up, it means it's really secured down, so it's not going to go anywhere. So the first thing that we're going to do is take off all the lovely blue tape, which just unfortunately take a little bit of time, but it's just one of those things. This is all just part of the secure shipment. I need to go around from the other side. Making sure that it's reaching you in perfect condition whilst in transit. Then we've got a little bit of this polystyrene here. Just going to gently kind of ease that out. And then this bit slides away. And then cardboardy bits all away as well. Most of these just kind of slot off. This section up top you normally do need a pair of scissors for. Let me just to release the tape. This is just for safe packing of the thread stand, which is all under here. So to get this off, if you pull that up, and then this bit of cardboard will slip off. And so once this is kind of upright, so this is the main kind of thread stand setting up. So once you've got the main body of it vertical, find the next thing, best thing to do is to open up this section here. Oh, actually, there's probably move the screen out. That might work first of all, because this isn't actually tightened up much at all. But you just swing that round to the front, because that'll be where you're actually your display screen for doing any editing. And then I'm just going to grab a little tool to release this bolt, kind of plastic bolt in the middle. It's quite tough, but you do get one of these in the box, which is really useful for getting into these chunky bolts. This butterflies apart, and then you can just screw that back in. Give it a little turn to make sure that's solid. And then we've got these two prongs that need to both kind of come up vertically, and these are kind of where the thread's going to run up into first of all. And so you need to actually undo these little bolts to loosen that in order for it to slot into place. So again, you get supplied with this screwdriver in your box when you in your accessories in order to do that. So we'll just unscrew, and then once that's got enough room, you'll see it's just slowly opening up a little bit. Maybe just need a little bit more. Oh. There we go, and then that slots up into that gap, and then tighten up again to keep it horizontal. Let's do that with the other side. Okay, and then we've got this one here to tighten up at the base here, and then there's also another screw here that does need to be, which isn't doing anything at the moment, unscrewed from there and popped into the other side for extra support. So this is kind of magnetised, so you can carry screws with it, which is handy, and then pop it into here. And as you can see, that just offers an additional support. Not going anywhere. Okay, so that's the actual setup of the machine as it is, and but we thought we'd just show you, to get started, how to attach the frame and one of the embroidery hoops as well, and also the bobbin and thread up one of the threads, just to give you an idea of exactly, to get you like actually sewing. This is the kind of thing that we would do in a setup. We do have a more extensive video with kind of loads more information about how to set up things on the screen and everything like that. So I'm not actually going to stitch anything out. We're just going to get it going. So first of all, we'll pop on the frame holder. So you'll get one of these in the box, frame holder A. You will also get a frame holder B, but it's frame holder A that you should maybe try testing on initially. Frame holder B is only for kind of additional frames. A is for all the ones that you are supplied with in the box. So first of all, we'll take out these set screws here. I normally drop these. There we go. So they're just in a holding position there at the moment. And then we'll gently place this underneath, and it's going to link up onto this metal part here. So we slide it along until it kind of locates. You see there's a couple of locating pins there and here. And then pop one of the screws back in over. We've got one here, that's for sure. Let's get that one in first. And then the other one, yes, sorry, it's not in the set screw place, it's right next to the locating bit there. Just make sure they're really nice and finger tight. If you do want to tighten those up ever so slightly with that other tool, you can, if you feel like you can't get enough strength purchase on it with your fingers. The other large screw at the side here is to adjust the actual width of this frame holder. You do have to unscrew that one ever so slightly as well. And then you've got these notches, and this will actually come to like a little stop at each of these notches for the different size hoops that are available. So I'll just grab my hoop and figure out which width it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. So it looks like I need to come out that extra notch in order to fit this hoop on. I'll gently remove that and set that to that size. So one thing we do need to do to thread it up is to put some power to the machine, which would help. So we'll get our lead. Obviously this is all supplied in the box, ours just happens to be in our demo room already. And get it started. Because there is a little bit of setup on the screen as well, but it's really straightforward. Okay, we'll touch the screen to wake it up. There we go. So you can select your language. It's just going to do a little bit of a jig around just to calibrate the arm. So we can set the clock. We'll just leave that for now. And then we can now thread it up, because you need the machine to be on in order to use the needle threader. So I'll just grab a nice brightly coloured thread. We're going to go for this pink. So we're going to go for number 1. We're going to go straight up, so all of the threads need to run directly up vertically from the actual spool of thread. And then across to the first one here. This is just literally needle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down into this little one here, underneath the first tension flap here, and then following this guide all the way around. So you can see it twizzles all the way around that tension dial, around these little stoppers underneath that secondary flap there. Let's get a little bit of excess. Down and under. Now this does look a bit intimidating with there being 6 needles, but they're all thread up in exactly the same way, so it's really, once you get going, very straightforward. So just make sure when you're threading up that take-up link that all the threads are running in their correct paths. Let's put a little bit more excess. So at this point we finally have numbers. I've got number 1 here, which is the thread I've got at the moment, so we're going to go down into there, and again just make sure that it sits in its path correctly. And then we're going to engage the needle threader, which is there. I just need to grab a little tool to get it up into the threader itself. So there is a little threading wire, a wire guide right above here, and for that you will need tweezers or another tool. Then this thread goes underneath the threader, clicks into position, and then comes and gets trimmed there. And then press the needle threader again, and that's that threaded. Then go to look at the bobbin. So it'll come empty, and we're just going to pop in one of the pre-wound bobbins. That this is also what you get inside the box of accessories. So these pre-wound bobbins are really good because they have a magnet core here, so it's very easy to put it in the right way because you want this magnet part to be at the back. These are the ones that actually come with the machine, so it's easy to put it in the right way. But you do need to, if you do have any of the pre-wound bobbins, you just need to make sure that the bobbin thread, when you put it in, is running, it's turning in a clockwise motion. So we'll just put that into that tension slit and into the clip there, and then when I pull that, I can see it's running clockwise, and that's exactly how I need it to be. If it isn't and it's running anti-clockwise, your thread can actually become unwound from the tension, and the machine won't necessarily know because it hasn't snapped or anything like that. It'll run and be extremely loopy, and that can certainly be an issue. So do make sure clockwise. The other really important thing when popping the bobbin in, you've got two ways you can really do this. You can hold it kind of with the two fingers, put it onto the spindle, and hear that click. It's an audible click to make sure that it's in all the way. And to remove it, you just need to pull out this lever and pull it out gently there. The other way you can do it is to hold the lever, because then that does prevent the bobbin from falling, if you find that easier, into the machine. But you may find that you won't get the click because you've got the lever open. But as long as this kind of spindle is just showing through, and you can feel it if you rub your finger against it, it is in correctly. You can always give it an extra push just in case once it's in there to make sure that it is definitely in. So I'm just going to trim this to prevent anything. Just trim that to about 4 inches. That can just tuck in to the front there. Our needle's threaded, and then once we've got a hoop on with some material, you're literally ready to go. So just for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to just pop on a hoop as it is without any material. We're not going to stitch it off for now. We've got another video that you can see all of that going on in. Just need to be mindful when putting on and removing the hoop about the needle bars, and not to bash them or pull them when putting these on. So just if you feel any resistance, it could be that, and obviously we don't want you bending these. So to actually get the hoops on, it's a slotting into position underneath these metal flaps here, these two. And now because we've got the correct width set up for the hoop, it should just slide in and locate there. And that's it. That is on. That is a normal amount of wobble on there. It's been designed that way. That is how it should be. And then to remove, because this is kind of just basically spring loaded, kind of push up from below, and then you'll be able to slide it away. And this is the part where we just be really careful with those needle bars. Just keep it flat to the machine until you've got it clear of there. Just one more note about needles. You've always got 6 of those here, and they will need replacing at some point. You do get needles in your accessory box, as we mentioned before. You do need to make sure that they are flat-sided domestic needles. It is an industrial bobbin system in this machine, but it does not take industrial needles. So if you're unsure, either take one out or have a look at the ones that it's been supplied with. Give us a call. We know exactly what needles that they need to be to go in these models. So it's flat-sided. Flat to the back, as always, as if it was a domestic machine. So that's kind of our how to set up a PR670E from the Brother Professional Entrepreneur range. We love these machines. We're selling more of them than ever at the moment. They're really have been extremely popular, and everyone's getting on with them really well. They're fantastic models for heavy use embroidery. So if you've got any further questions, then give us a ring, give us an email, or ask in the comments below, and we'll do our best to assist you. Thanks very much for now. See you again. Bye bye.